All right.
So after World War II, we don't often hear about Japan and its military. In school, we learn a lot about Japan and its once great military and their acts of atrocities and glorifying events leading up to World War II. But as we move on past academia, we really don't hear much about it in the future. Overall, the U.S. has played a major part in the world's current affairs and how it's ended up. But that's not always a good thing. Due to the Japanese Constitution that was forced upon them in 1947, the Japanese government, and therefore its country, is a pacifist government, meaning which they're not supposed to be involved in any foreign affairs. According to the Council of Foreign Affairs, the Article 9 of the Japanese Constitution explicitly states there should be no military in any form. The only small allowance of any sort of military power is the Japanese Defense Force, which is to explicitly defend the country against direct foreign invaders. While the military has still operated in small operations with joint allies throughout the world, that is because the military is only to give logistical and refueling support to its allies, and this requires a very creative interpretation of the Japanese Constitution. While it is still illegal to have any military, through interpretation and with the growing threats in the region, some Japanese people would like the military to be reestablished. This is due to growing instability in East Asia, specifically China. As stated in the documentary, Japan's steps towards militarization, a Japanese citizen states that China is a big threat to the region and may be a cause for them to reestablish the military. While there are a great number of supporters of the idea of a reestablished military, the opponents are concerned that reestablishing the military will bring the country into war is a greater concern. While the military is a great issue that many Japanese people face, it still has supporters and opponents, and this is something that the Japanese people will need to figure out as a whole. Threats are on the rise all across the world, and more specifically East Asia, with North Korea and China. And the only way around this would be for the Japanese people to revise their pacifist constitution. With the seemingly growing trend of the Japanese people needing more protection than their citizen self-defense force can provide, this brings up the issue that Japan is definitely in the need of its own protection. The world we live in today is a dangerous world, and believe it or not, the United States has helped create this world. And in this world, and especially the Japanese people, they need to feel safe and be free of tyranny so that they are able to thrive and continue on. Thank you.
Woo.